everyone, my name is Phi Evergreen and today we are going to be playing Lockdown Protocol. If you don't already know what Lockdown Protocol is, it is essentially like Among Us but in 3D. So like Among Us, there are two roles that you can go for, the employees or the dissidents. The employees have a set amount of tasks to finish within a time limit so that way they can win the game. However, the dissidents, otherwise known as imposters, have to try to sabotage these tasks or kill the employees just so that way the dissidents can win. So, what I'm going to be doing for all of you is giving a little tutorial. There are already some set here like delivery, vents, alimentations, and so on, but I find that having someone with their own point of view to help describe how to do the tutorials or the tasks is a lot more helpful than just staring at a screen and watching it. Which I know, the irony. So, I have some tasks to do, but we're just going to be doing them one at a time for now. So let's get started. So as you can see, I'm an employee, so I must work with my teammates to complete all tasks before the end of the timer. So let's take a look. See, we have Alimentations, and if you noticed, some parts of the map started to light up, which indicate where exactly they are. So, the way to complete this task is first we must enter into this room to collect batteries. Now, these batteries can be found either in this room, which is storage, or in this room, which is the machine room. So all we gotta do is just put them in here, and they will charge. And as I mentioned before, the alimentations are highlighted by the blue dot. But obviously, this one's closed because it should look different than this one. So, while we wait for the batteries to charge, let's go see if we can find one more to plug in. And this one's already done charging. Now I find it helpful to wait to grab some of the fuses first until we see exactly where we need to go. There are also little cases around in case anyone would like to get into a specific item. So as you can see, there's another alimentation, but it's closed. So that means that this one in storage is incorrect. It's always easy to go back to the map to try and figure out where they are, so that way you can essentially cross off where you've already been, just so that way it gets easier. Here's a great example. The case is off and it's red, which means we need to fix this one. So for this, the battery is already almost full. I believe we can get it all the way down. So what we'll need is to connect yellow to red. So let's go ahead and go back to the machine room. Oh, and they can also be found here. But that's not a useful one. Neither is that. This could work, and so could this. So as you can see, this is a yellow to red, which we'll need to use. And this is what we call a double red, because it has two reds at once. So, if you have full pockets like me, you can just toss them about until we get back to the room. So, we could place it here and here. Now see how it's all red? This is because this is in the incorrect order. What we really need to do is connect it from the yellow to the red. See how it's filling up now? And it also means that the battery is draining. Nice. It was able to recharge without having to change the battery. So that's one alimentation down. Now we must find the other one. Perfect. Let's go ahead and switch this out with a full battery. Now we need to find a red to a blue. So, what we can do is one of two things. The first is we can grab a double red right here to help us. Or we can actually be a bit artsy and grab a red to yellow, and that is a double blue. Need to make sure you get the right kind. It's a blue to yellow. Ah, here we go, a yellow to blue. So I can see red goes to yellow, and yellow goes to blue. So the way that we will do this is red, yellow, then blue, using all three colors to help charge up the alimentation, which is essentially just a power source for the entire ship. So as you can see, red to yellow, yellow to blue. It works like that as well. Or we can just do the simpler way and do a double red and then a red to blue. And just like that, the task is complete. Alrighty, and now that we have that done, we can go in here and click this to turn it off, so that way we can get to other tasks. So as you can see, there are no dissidents because there are actually no other players. You can find that out if you look in the top right corner of the screen, which shows only one player, me. Ooh, this one's fun. So for this, we would need to go into here, the storage room, and look for a special little item called a container. Obviously, here we go. This is called a container. This is what will mainly be used in order to conduct samples and get different plants. So, this section right here is the green area. Down this hall we have the green room, where we keep all of the plants, and the cleaning room, where we clean dirty containers. I'll show you what that will look like in a minute, but first, let's take a trip down to the analysis room. So right here, there are ingredients requested, and these can be put into this machine. So we need G3M, Y8Z, WX2 and RU2, and finally BO4 and RU2. So you're probably wondering, what do those mean? Well, it's actually quite simple. These are the different plants and how they look like. But what I found to be most useful is just to look at the first letter of the sequence. So obviously for this one, B would be blue, Y is for yellow, R is for red, and so on and so forth, with W being white and G being green. So with that out of the way, hold up one sec, I forgot. So with that out of the way, let's get our singles out, green and yellow. So what we will need to do is stop by this room first, because sometimes spare containers can hide in here. And all the others are found inside this room. So, what we need, if we remember, is yellow and green. And now that we have them both, we can go over back to the analysis room to put these samples in, like so. Put it into this machine and press this yellow button, which will help move it along smoothly. So once it's done, this is what I was talking about with the dirty container. It's all black compared to the clear container. But anyways, that is the sample. So we put it in, press this blue button, and pretty soon it will be done. So we don't need to worry about that one anymore. So now let's get on with yellow. I'm going to pocket this for safekeeping. And once it's done, we can collect this sample, place it right there, and press the blue button. And it's done. So now, let's go ahead and go back to get white and red, but as you can see, it's completely dark. You wouldn't even be able to see what was inside. So these are actually container cleaners. So we put them on that little base, click the button, and it'll clean it. If you do it at the same time, you'll relatively get it at the same time with a small margin for error. So now that we've got clean containers, we can get red and white. There was a third container right there. I am just making sure that there was a fourth just in case. Well, since there's none, let me go ahead and toss. Hold on a second. Ah, there is. This little bugger was hiding. So, since we have 4 containers now, we can actually knock all of these out at once. Toss, 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 toss. Ooh, see that? My little white bar turned blue, and then it turned red, which means that I'm going way too fast with this. Let's go ahead and put these off to the side. Now, as you can see, these two have a plus in between. What could that mean? Well, I'll show you exactly what it means. First, we take a sample, place it over here, and then place another sample, or yet another sample, depending on what you will need. So first I'll do white and red. So, now that I have the white sample, I'll place it here, and you'll notice that it says ready to mix. This is actually a sample mixer in which it will mix these two samples together to create an entirely new sample. Like so. Such a pretty red and white color. Perfect for the holidays. Then we just place it in, press the blue button, and it'll be done. So we just need to do the same with the blue and red. Place that here, take that out, and yes, this can only do one at a time. It is essential. And now that that's done, we can mix these two together. Now, oftentimes if you're playing, you'll have other tasks that require these, but since it's the only task we need to do, we'll just leave those dirty for now. But once you have your sample mixed, you put it onto the analyzer, press this blue button, and wait for it to be done. Ta-da! And see, we finished that task. Woohoo! So now that we finished that, we can take that off of our list and start anew. Alright, for this task, we will be focusing on deliveries. Now, notice that every single map or dot has lit up the map and even lit up the main area. This storage room is where we will find most of our packages, which if you're playing just before the new update that takes these off, come as a little Christmas gift. So, normally it'll look brown, but if you look at this, you can see that this package goes into the machine room. So we head on over there, and most of the package depots will look like this. So you press that yellow button, grab a present, and place it inside. Now that's done, and we have 5 more presents to go through. Now I want to show you something that might happen if you're playing with dissidents on your map. So, obviously this is a hospital room, but this is a pizza box. What happens? Well, if it's sabotaged, sometimes it'll look like this, or in worst cases, like this. this means that this is the incorrect package. So let's go ahead, take it out, and instead deliver this to the restaurant. So with this particular place, it can happen in one of two places. Here, which it is not, or the restaurant storage, which is found over here. So all you need to do is look out for a package depot with a yellow light. So you press that button, put it in, and you're done. So let's go ahead and find the right package for the hospital. That's for the green room. I know I said we'll look for the right package for the hospital, but this is just one of 3 places that this package could go into. The other places it can go into is right there, or in here. Now as for the hospital, there's actually 4 places for it to go into. Right over there behind the desk, right here in this little container room, all the way on the other side, right next to a minigame case, or next to the scanning room. But since we already know it's right behind the desk, we don't need to worry about where it needs to go. We just need to worry about finding the right package for it. So as you can see, that's for the office. That's for the camera room. Here we go for the hospital. Now, one thing you can do if you notice that everyone else is gone, so you press that button to close. Anyway, if you notice that everyone is gone and you're the only employee left having to deal with these, there's actually a very simple trick. You can just toss and grab, toss and grab, toss and grab, toss and grab. Now, as you notice, the little bar in the lower left corner of my screen actually turns blue a bit before going back up to white. That's actually called our stamina and health. So, with our stamina, you can either waste it by running or by jumping. But jumping is a lot more dangerous. So that's done. And if all else fails, you don't remember what exactly to do, just remember, look, go, or locate, drop, open, pick up, place, and close. And that's the end of that task. Well, it's been really fun, guys, but I need to draw this video to a close. Can't have it go on forever, if you know what I mean. So, this is Phi Evergreen signing off. I'll be sure to post another tutorial finishing the rest of the tasks, and maybe even having another person help me out. So bye everyone, have a nice time.